All right, all right. I think we are good to go. Let me see how this looks. Welcome. It has been a day. It's just been a day. So looking forward to doing some meditation with you. Okay, so it says that there's an issue with the resolution, so something I need to change on my end. Technical stuff. Just kind of hate to deal with that while I am in the middle of doing it. All right, well, hopefully the video is fine. Let's see what's happening. Because I think I've been doing it that way the whole time. All right, so what do we do here? We meditate. We don't sit here and do tech support IT problems. That's a whole nother YouTube channel. Not this one. But I'm Trey, Broken Path Shaman, just here to share space with you and meditate. It's been a trying day already, so I've actually been looking forward to this. I didn't do it early this morning because of situations, and then random stuff happened today that just kind of kept getting worse and worse and more dramatic and more emergencies. That it actually is good that I waited, because now I have something to calm down from. I dealt with it as we deal with anything that comes at us, a little bit at a time. But now I can kind of find some zen, get into myself with you, and let's do this. So what I like to do is I show up every day. We're doing daily meditation, and it's about 20-30 minutes. It's not guided. You don't have to stay the whole time. I just remind you to don't worry about doing what I do as much as listen to yourself. So if your body hurts, modify. I'm dealing with a pinched nerve, so I have to modify, but I usually end up doing 3 positions for about 10 minutes. It's been that kind of day that I actually want to have a little music in the background, so I'm just going to listen to Google Play playlist, just to have something in the background. So I like to start a timer because I respect our time. If you have questions, put them in the chat, and I'll answer them at the end best I can. And I'm just going to watch this from my OBS software just because I'm trying to get used to it. There we go. We bring intent to this space. So my intent is always, as a pagan shaman, just heal the world, really, the people in it, the planet itself, just all the things. So I like to build energy and just try and focus on sending that out to anything or anyone that needs it. And whatever your intent is while you're here in this space. There we go. I'll just make sure it's not too crazy loud. I know my speakers aren't awesome, so you shouldn't hear it that well, but we'll see. Man, feel my body. I got too many things that aren't working in my body. I don't really wear jewelry. I always say if anything comes up, just let it out, right? Like farts, belches, burps, yawn, just let it out. So I end up doing 3 postures throughout my meditation. First posture is on my knees, and that's Thunderbolt pose. I looked it up. It's a kneeling kind of prayer pose, or in Sanskrit is Vajrasana. The second pose, which we're going into now, that I'm gonna hold for about 10 minutes, is kind of a butterfly pose. I just put my soles of my feet together and sit on my hiney. I like to remind people as you transition, take time with your body, because I've been on my knees for over 10 minutes. You know, the blood flow has been restricted, yada yada, but just be gentle with yourself. Beware, right? Now I have to modify so I don't get into the bound ankle pose, which is the second pose, or the butterfly pose as I like to call it. I've been modifying in a way that I like to, well, one, listen to my body where it doesn't hurt anymore. Let's see if this will work. I've been feeling pretty good, so I'll try that. Body has not been, it's been recovering, but not cooperating for sure. It's had its little spat. All right. So when you modify, I just want to remind you, this is a moment to really pay attention to your posture to find that modified pose. So I don't know a lot of modifications because I'm not a yoga instructor, but what I do try and do is keep my shoulders dropped away from my ears and my spine lengthened as much as possible, right? Chest expanded, and then the crown to sit just on the top of my spine, if that makes sense. So at the top of my exhale, if you watch some of my older videos, I find my form, and then just let that be my modification, right? I'll hold this as long as I can, but you just never know. Just one breath at a time. Sometimes I wiggle to find that, like, good form. beautiful butterfly. Got this beautiful orchid to look at. How can you not smile? Just for our second 10 minutes just ended. Starting a third 10 minutes. At which point I will switch positions. So this is where I get into the third position, which is a mountain pose. So I'm stand up in a namaste. So I looked it up. It was called Mountain Pose Namaste, or Extended Mountain Pose, I think. Speaker's not that great, so you won't really see all of me, but I'm not speaker. Wow, did I say that? Camera's not that great. so you won't see all of me. But I'm working on that. Got a budget for it, so by this time next year, you should see me in a decent studio. The Sanskrit name for this was Pronamasana. I'm sure I'm not saying it right. I should look those up for pronunciation. But just make it through the last bit with me here. Remembering to bring that intent. I also like to remind folks that when we stand in this mountain pose, my goal is to reach out to my roots and really feel the ground, but also stretching towards the sky. And I like to say, when we do this position and have that feel going on, what it is reminding us that we are the union of those two, right? We are the catalyst that binds the sky and the earth. So with that in mind, just remember, ground out through your roots, reach towards the sky. May this Reiki be for the good of all and the harm of none. May it nourish the earth if it is not needed. So right, may it heal the world together. Our love is so right, may it heal the world before our eyes. sure the song's gotta be good because I'm feeling awesome. Alright, well, today has been a trying day. Yeah, I was hoping to get a little bit of that working on over there. But we're gonna focus on one thing. I have definitely Catholic roots, Christian roots for sure, and this is something where the elders would say the devil's really trying me today. That's for sure. But it's been a lot of transformation for me today. I'm not sure what you're going through. Transformation for people close to me. Hopefully, there's been some transforming of love in folks' hearts. Minds. I mean, that's why I do this work every day, is in hopes. I know there's no hope about it. I know that we bring ourselves to space with intent. We deal with each other with intent. We deal with ourselves intentfully. It can only be a good thing. And it might not be an easy thing. It might be difficult and painful. But a lot of times it's just a good thing. So, go out, treat everyone with respect, honor, love, and hopefully they do the same or doing kind to you. All puns intended, that they be kind to you. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I just have a lot of things bouncing around my mind, but that's not for here. Oh, I am going to have a riddle for anybody that wants to answer this. You stay until the end and you hear this riddle. Left, right nostril breathing. Just recently revealed to me a way to do it. And so I'm curious to see if folks have a way of doing right, left nostril breathing. And when you give me your answers, it'll be interesting. We'll see if you folks come up with what I came up with. So, just to say, right, left nostril breathing is some type of yoga breathing where you usually and you do that. Do it with a series or whatever your mantra is or whatever, but it is literally right nostril breathing or left nostril breathing or a combination of both. Forever numbers of inhale counts on the inhale or holding or what, I don't know, while upside down underwater. But what I was doing was in a Shavasana pose, and I wasn't using my hands. So how would you right, left breathe in a Shavasana or death pose, I think it is, where you're laying on your back? How would you right, left nostril breathe? That's what I'm curious about. I'll work out the riddle. I'll write it down so it takes me less than 5 minutes to ask a question. All right. Well, I love you all. It is a Tuesday, which is ruled by Mars, so watch your engagements. Mars is a little hindered in Aries, I think, right now. Not hindered. Mars is in exalt in Aries, I'm pretty sure, but it's about to go retrograde. Whatever. There's some astrology that might be worth looking into. And today's the date ruled by one of those major planets. So always keep that in mind. When you take a step on a Tuesday, you might have to tread lightly because conflict could be abound. Right? But hopefully it's not for you. All right, enough said. I'm just babbling. Love everybody. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in my virtual tribe.